Hi team, Anthony Ogogo, founder and head coach of Ogogo Fitness Elite Coaching with head of nutrition, Matthew Albert. But today we're talking to the beautiful man, Daniel Geller. Mate, how are you doing, sir?
You're too kind, too kind. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thanks. Yeah, feeling good.
So tell the fine people watching this, how much weight have you lost in exactly 6 months?
I've been told it's 17 kilograms.
So by our numbers, over 17, that's what? That's pushing 40 pounds.
Whew,
That's
it's a
got
hell of a
40
lot.
pounds. Which is unbelievable. Amazing. Well done. Everyone round of applause. Well, you've literally smashed it, right?
Thank
Because
you.
the weight you've lost, I know you've been trying to lose the weight for a long time. It didn't, and it wouldn't come off, wouldn't budge. However, me and Matthew say this all the time. With you, sir, yes, the weight's a fantastic thing, but what we've seen in you is an unbelievable increase in confidence, right? An unbelievable decrease in stress, and just all around, although there's less Dan Getter now because you've lost best part of 20 kilograms, best part of 40 pounds. There's less of you, but you give out way more. There's more of you to give, right? There's more Dan Getter. And mate, just firstly, mate, massive congrats. Matthew, anything on that, buddy?
It's not just about the weight, it's about how much he's grown and developed as a person and the newfound habits that he's got. So that big up to you, Dan.
So let's talk about, so six months and 1 day ago, right? Before joining this program, how were you feeling? Talk to us about some of the pain points you were experiencing on a daily basis.
Well, I was extremely stressed. My mood was, extremely low and down, really depressed. A lot of it to just do with my kind of physical condition. Was really out of shape. Had some health scares, and it was just, really worried and anxious, and just didn't feel myself, if that makes sense.
How long had you not felt yourself for?
Probably years. I mean, I was this thin once many years ago, but you have to go back to like pre-pandemic, before COVID times for that. So you're talking over half a dozen years ago. And I just never really envisaged myself ever being able to get back into that shape again. So yeah, I guess that was just a depressing thought. And when you're told that your blood sugar level is kind of high, like pre-diabetic, and that your blood pressure is like pre-tension high, it's obviously worrying. It's really concerning.
Now, talked about a big thing with you, mate, again, is that stress, understanding anxiety. Your hair is falling out, bouts of just being incapacitated to do anything because you had so much stress. Like, you have a very stressful job as well. Literally, me and Matthew said, you were literally like drowning in cortisol, the stress hormone, right, in every aspect of your life. 6 months and 1 day ago, and the 6 years prior to that, life wasn't particularly very good, no?
No, it wasn't. Like I say, it was depressing. You kind of felt extra low and down, as you say, the hair loss. And it was a combination of stress from work, personal issues in private life, whatever it's from. It doesn't matter where it's from.
No, so it's like life,
it's
right?
life,
Life,
exactly.
life was getting you down. There's always going to be stresses from work, life, personal. Life is beating you down, and for 6 years you let it beat you down, and the health got worse, and the mental health got worse and worse and worse. But you joined our plan literally 6 months ago, and now talk to us, buddy. Not just the 17 kilograms, the 30 odd pounds. How are things different? How are things different now compared to 6 months ago?
Okay, so everything is different. It has an impact on every part of your life. It's not just the physical has an impact over the mental, and it has an impact and an influence on so many parts of my life, like work, personal, friendships, family. So the main thing is like being really much happier about myself, obviously, about the weight loss. It's just being able to fit into my old clothes again. And the compliments that you just get from everyone, work colleagues, family, my parents. The first thing they used to say when I went to visit them is they were like, "Hey, that's it, you're losing weight now, you're too fat." And just people I haven't seen in a while, but also people I see regularly, just everybody commenting on my weight loss and how well I look, and just they say that it makes me look healthier as well, like my skin, my appearance. So that's the first thing. And then, the other main massive thing is like mentally, I'm not as low and down and depressed as I was. And so that just makes things a lot easier with friends, friendships, family relations, just feeling like well enough to go out and do activities, the things I loved, that kind of stuff.
Life has just got better. And like you said, I say it all the time. You work with us, it's never just about losing the weight. Every area of one's life will improve working with us. Well, why is that? Because we improve you. Then when you get better, guess what? Everything gets better, and it pierces every area of your life and it improves that. Mr. Albert, head of nutrition, buddy, talk to us, man. Why has Dan come in and just literally changed your life in 6 months?
Okay.
What's he been doing?
He's been making small, meaningful changes in the areas that matter. We haven't necessarily reinvented Dan Geller. He's not a different person than the person he is before, but he's getting more out of his day. The main thing for Dan was addressing the stress, was addressing the way we let stress stop us in our tracks, right? That emotional response that you get to something unpleasant was putting a pause on doing life and getting on with what he needed to get on with. So the first step was just addressing that and being aware of that. And then putting systems in place. I think systems really have been the key for Dan, is that instead of now just, finishing work, going out to eat a meal at a restaurant, there's a system in place to make sure that his food is cooked, it's organized, it's ready for him at home. When it comes to how he starts his day, we were at the start, we were working out in the evening. That wasn't really serving him. Moved it to the start of the day, simple little change. Oh, I'm getting so much more out of my day. And so it's finding systems that really worked for Dan was the key to actually getting him into a place where he enjoyed making the changes.
Super top line, Matthew. Explain in your very eloquent way that you do. Explain why, for Dan and for those watching this, why when one is stressed, right, weight is harder to lose when you're stressed.
Well, when you're stressed, your body goes into a non-adaptable state, right? The cortisol levels get raised, things don't work as they should, and someone who's not adaptable won't adapt. It's not to say that stress will completely stop you from losing weight, because Dan's stress hasn't completely gone, but it's the management of that stress that becomes extremely important in making sure that things don't stop entirely, which then again adds more stress, which creates a bigger snowballing effect. So at some point you just have to put a big hard brake on what's going on, and you will start to see that starts to decrease as a natural side effect of changing your behaviors.
And of course, Dan, let's talk about the stress, mate. So obviously, just very quickly, explain your job and what you deal with on a daily basis.
So I work within the criminal justice system, legal system, and I specialize in a certain type of area of offending, which is rape and sexual offenses. So yeah, it's involves a lot of kind of very complex and sensitive and harrowing,
of course,
subject
harrowing, and very, very, very powerful word. You never work 9 to 5. There's always more. You'd always be on the laptop late at night and work when you come off. And the one thing we have done with you, mate, we've taught you to restrict your social media time, because again, scrolling, comparing, and that's stressful. We've improved your sleep, one thing that was hard for us to do. And the great thing is, like with you, mate, there's still your sleep is better than it was before.
Yeah,
Couldn't get much worse. It is better than it was before, but we still haven't nailed it fully. There's still some ways to go. So that's what Matthew said. We haven't changed the world. We haven't reinvented the wheel. We've implemented small, digestible things for you to do. And you can do. And I've got 17 kilograms. Honestly, buddy, like, goodness me, 6 years since you were last that weight. No, you had clothes in your wardrobe for over 6 years you weren't able to wear. And now you put on, right? And I remember our first call very vividly, mate. We spoke. You had a big jumper on. And you said before this call, you said to me, Matthew, half in jest, but half being serious. You said, is this t-shirt too revealing? It's like, how nice. You said that's your, so you said, nice to wear things like, and I said, some would say not quite revealing enough, right?
You did, yeah, but not me.
But it's like, how nice is it to wear like skimpier clothes rather than hiding in big thick jumpers, right? Because you like the way your body looks and like the way your body feels, and that impacts your life. So, mate, listen, this is awesome. You're an awesome guy. We love welcoming you, buddy. Long may it continue. What are some of the things you've enjoyed most on the program? Working with myself, Matthew, and the team.
That's a great question. I guess just the bond that I've formed with you as a team, how we've become friends, I would say, even. That's how I see it anyway.
Hey, we really care about you, mate. We really care about, we do. We care about everybody. We really care about you. Generally on the Sunday calls that I normally host, when you come on the calls, mate, I see your face, I just smile. You know what I do when you come up. Dan's announced, I'd get happy. You've got a face that makes me happy, buddy.
It just, yeah, the fact that you care, I can tell. And I love that because I need someone like that. I'm probably quite like high maintenance in the sense that I need a lot of hand holding. I'd never even been to the gym before.
Well, mate, again, so I think you need a lot less hand holding now than you needed 6 months ago.
Yeah,
Honestly,
sure.
because we're teaching, and ultimately we don't gatekeep. We don't want to. We like you so much. We don't want to work with you for 5 years because if me and Matthew done our job really well, we've given you the skills. We've taught you how to do it yourself. If you want to stay because you like us, amazing. But I don't want to we don't want you to feel like you have to stay because you're unable to do it on your own. And that's why we give you the extra support. And now, talking about the gym, never really been to a gym before, never really worked out before. I guess one of the hesitations you must have felt was, hey, can I do this? Because you've never done it before, right? How much more confident are you now going to a gym, exercising, working out, doing some of the more tricky, more complex movement patterns?
You can't even compare how much more confident I am now. I mean, I walked into that gym for the first time, like literally in as much fear as I was about to jump out of a plane or something. You know, it was completely alien to me. It was just so, I felt so out of place, like the proverbial fish out of water. And yeah, I mean, now, yeah, I still look at people and think, oh, wow, you know, I'm nothing compared to them. Look at them. They're always there. But I'll always have that kind of mindset, you know.
I don't think you actually don't think you will have that mindset always. I really don't think you will because you're way better now. You've come on leaps and bounds in 6 months, mate. Matthew will concur with me, no doubt. There will be people that go to the gym and look at you in the same way that you look at them. I promise you, mate, because you are
Yeah.
confident in what you do, and you
Mm.
know what you've got your plan. You go in, you do the thing, you move on for the next one. Like that's confidence, man. So honestly, you've done so well. Like you've done really, really well. You obviously felt hesitation and never worked out before.
Yeah.
What made you push through and join this plan?
Well, it was obviously the chat with you at the beginning because you made me realize that I think the way you put it was the way you put it was, would you rather pay a bit now or pay with your health later? And I mean, that was just, you know, it made it so stark in my mind because with the health scare, and I just, you know, felt great vibes from you as a team, both of you, that I could work with you, and you just made me realize how important it is and that I could do it. I had huge hesitation, but I pushed through because you basically put it in terms that made me think, okay, you know what? I'm doing this for myself, to help me live a happier life as well. Like, you know, you all said losing weight is not going to kind of instantly make you happier, but it does make you feel a lot better about yourself and you do feel happier from it. So I remember you asked me in the very first call, you said, what target weight how much do you want to lose? What do you want to reach? And I was like, well, you tell me. And then you said, no, this has to come from you. And so I said 85, and then I changed it to 90. I was like, no, and you were like, why did you change it? No, let's stick with 85. I didn't think I was going to get below 100, to be honest. I mean, so yeah.
I like big, sexy, ambitious goals because they excite us. They get us going. And guess what? If we don't hit our big, sexy, ambitious, exciting goal, if we don't quite hit it, we've come a lot further than a bang average mediocre goal. Right. And ultimately it's never, I'm gonna say it, Paul Matthews heard me say this a million times. It's never the thing, it's the thing about the thing, mate. It's never you getting to 85 kilograms. That was never the thing. The thing was you having confidence in yourself, improving your self-esteem, reducing your stress, becoming somebody that you like and you're happy. And I think, mate, in just 6 months, we've done that and some.
Yeah.
And there's still a ways to go and there's still got improvement to go. So, Matthew, I want you to come in and finish this chat off. It's been a wonderful chat. Tell us, mate, any thoughts and feelings that you have about Dan and his journey thus far?
Just kind of echoing what you said. Like I'm immensely proud of Dan. You know, I don't coach people, and we don't coach people just to lose weight. Like we really get a lot of joy out of seeing exactly this. Like I feel better. I get a sense of relief knowing that Dan gets through his day a little bit better. So yeah, I think the main thing I want to just say to you, Dan, is like, well done to you, mate. Well done for persevering. Well done for having the trust and faith in yourself to actually do this, and then holding yourself accountable every single day, because you know it hasn't been easy for you. It's not been smooth sailing, but at every single point you've communicated, you put your best foot forward, and you've had a go and tried, and it has worked. And like I said to you, you've done a really good job. You put your best effort forward, and I think that's just the thing I'm most pleased with. So truly well done to you, mate.
Because you've contended with a very busy, stressful job,
Yeah.
not the best life habits. You've been ill.
Yeah,
You've
I
had
have.
injuries,
Yeah.
backs, legs, all sorts. You've had things going on, and yet you've overcome. And when you've been on the tracks and you started very great, and then you wobbled a little bit, like everyone does, and we've got you back on the tracks. You've gone again, little wobble, we get you back in time, mate. You're not going to need Matthew and I to get you back on the tracks because you're going to have all the skills yourself to do it yourself, and that's what this is all about, mate. You should be very, very, very proud of yourself. Well done, young man. Right, mate. Listen, thank you so much, mate. You're a star. Let's get back to it.
Thank you. Can't wait.